You've been involved in an accident and the police officer comes to the scene to take down information. He takes down information from witnesses, and now afterwards you take that information and it says in there that the police officer believes that the accident was caused by the other driver. Can you use that information at the time of trial? Hi, you want to learn more? Come join me. I'm Jerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury trial attorney. In today's video, I want to share with you what can happen at trial with that type of police accident report. Now, the police accident report is a business document taken in the ordinary course of business. And that document itself, chances are we're going to be able to get that information into evidence. However, if the police officer did not witness your particular accident, how can he then come to conclusions about how it was that the accident occurred? Well, you can say and argue that obviously there were witnesses there. He took down information from each of those witnesses and came to his own conclusion. Well, we have to go back for a moment because we have to understand whether or not the person who gave him that information was under a legal duty or a legal obligation to provide that information. If the person was not under a legal duty to provide that information, it's going to be a significant challenge to get that information and that conclusion in front of that jury. Now, if the witness comes into court and testifies, obviously that witness can testify about what he or she saw. Yes, I saw that driver go through the red light. That's admissible. The defense attorney is going to object to putting certain information into evidence. Why? Because he will argue that the police officer did not question that witness and that he was not qualified to come to a conclusion about who was at fault in this particular accident, especially since he did not witness the accident personally. So in cases where you have a question of lights, in other words, one driver says, I had the green light, somebody says, no, I had the green light. Now you have a witness saying, no, that person went through a red light. The key question is, obviously, who do they believe? And if you have a police officer who witnessed it, obviously that's going to help. But if he comes on the scene afterwards and records observations after the fact and takes information from witnesses after the fact who do not have a duty, an obligation to provide that information to the police officer, it will be a challenge, a legal fight, to get that report into evidence to prove conclusively who was at fault in your particular case. So why do I tell you this information? I tell you this because chances are you've been involved in an accident and you have questions and concerns. Well, what I suggest you do is to pick up the phone and call me. This is what I do every single day, and I can answer your legal questions. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at lawmed10@yahoo.com. I'm Jerry Oginski here in New York. Thanks for watching.